Hello everybody, welcome to your Fluid Flexibility Flow with me, Laura Kate. We're going to get started today seated onto the mat with cross-legged position. Let's just begin our practice by just coming into the moment, taking long deep breaths, making sure your spine is straight. Start to roll your neck from side to side, up and down, just creating some fluid movement from the shoulders all the way to the head. Relax those arms and keep them heavy onto the thighs as we start to warm up the entire body. Roll the shoulders back, place the left arm to the floor, lift up and over with that right arm. Turn your gaze to the ceiling if it's okay for your neck. And then all the way over to the other side. Lift from the hips. Inhale, rising all the way up. Place the hands onto the knees and just make some circles with your torso around the hips. Making sure that when you go one way, that you go the other, is releasing tension, stress that we might be holding on in our torso. Seated cat-cow, exhale, draw the belly into spine. Inhale, lift the chest, look up towards the ceiling. And then again, exhale, round. Last time, inhale, lift up, exhale, round. Let's go ahead and get seated at the back of the mat, onto the feet. Bring the arms behind your back and interlace the fingers as you extend the elbows, look up towards the sky. Taking a deep breath here, opening the chest, opening the heart, and then exhale. Release the chest to the knees as we come down into child's pose, reaching both arms towards the sky. Relax the forehead to the floor. Really feeling the stretch through the shoulders. Deep breath, inhale and exhale out as we inhale, rise all the way back up, lifting the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, placing the hands right in front of the shoulders, knees hip distance apart. Rolling yourself a few times, and then go ahead, lift yourself up into your downward facing dog position. So let's start to just pedal out the legs, pressing one heel down and then the next. Taking this time to settle into our first downward facing dog of the practice. So option to bend the knees if you do need that extra bit of help for the hamstrings. Taking nice deep breaths and focusing on the breath coming in through the lungs. When you're ready, roll to a plank position. Lower chaturanga, banana the spine here, and then lift the bottom, come all the way back to downward facing dog. Let's do that 3 times. Exhale, ripple like a wave all the way forward. And then from here, rising up, downward facing dog. Fantastic. This time, rolling all the way forward, bananaing that spine, look up towards the ceiling, lifting the bottom all the way up. Fantastic. Taking a second. Now this time, rolling to a plank, picking up the right leg, chaturanga, drop that leg down, left leg lifts, chaturanga dandasana. Place it back, lift the hips, downward facing dog, well done. Resetting here, just taking a few breaths, lion's breath if you need to. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, sinking the hips back a few times. Breathe. From here, taking your right hand over to the left shin, calf or ankle, whatever you feel works for you. Pull yourself over to the leg and twist your gaze over to the left side. Feel the twist from the core and not the hips. Press the left hand into the floor to stabilize you. And take these breaths as we twist, detoxify, releasing the toxins from the body. One last breath. And then placing the right hand to the floor, coming straight over to the left side. So taking the left hand over to the right side and begin to twist yourself round. Looking if you can up towards the ceiling through your right armpit, but keeping both feet flat on the ground if that's available for you. Breathe into the pose, don't hold the breath. Stay steady, stay strong. And then from here, extremely gently, one last breath. We're going to place the hand back to the top of the mat. Rolling all the way forward into a plank position on a big inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra, and then tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Well done, everybody. From here, looking forward, walk the hands and feet together, trying to keep the feet as straight as you can. And then coming all the way down, forward fold. Let the head release. Maybe shake the head yes and no. Maybe swaying from side to side. Let the jaw be loose. Let the muscles in the face be soft, and then inhale one vertebrae at a time, come all the way to standing, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. From here, take a big inhale, swoop the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands back to your heart center, forward fold. Relaxing everything down, inhale, crown of the head lifts, and then swooping the arms up as we sit back into Utkatasana chair pose. Arms are strong, your gaze is upwards, knees are wrapped in, feel strong in the core, and then exhale, fold down, well done. Inhale, crown of the head lifts, and then stepping our right foot back, lifting the arms up into our high lunge position. Stay strong, feel the weight of the knee in line with the ankle, energy through your arms. Take this time to focus on the breath as we inhale, swoop the arms up. Exhale, making circles through those shoulders, opening the chest, rise. 2 more. Fantastic. Last one. And then from here, sitting back into our high lunge, find the strength that you need to push through. Hold and breathe. Listen to that breath guiding you through this practice. On our last breath, placing the hands to your heart center and crossing the arm now over to the left side. So press the hands together, twist your gaze up as much as you can here. It's really important that we press the hands together and twist through the core. Look up towards the ceiling if that's okay for you. If you want to go further today, opening the hands to the floor, so placing the right hand to the floor as the left arm lifts. If that is too much for you, just keeping the hands in prayer hands. Take the last few breaths here. Strong thighs as we lift through the core. Make sure that you're lifting your inner thighs together and spiraling the chest up. Stay strong, stay steady. Focus on the breath. A couple more deep breaths. And then very slowly looking down to the floor, placing your hands together, returning back. Drop your right knee down, sink further in our low lunge position. Right hand comes to the floor and just press into the left knee. And then rising the left arm up, go ahead and see if you can grab that right foot. If you can't, it's okay, just aim to get that way. Reach your hand all the way back and maybe possibly just bending the leg in a little bit. Using your breath here, we're going to start to draw that leg in. Maybe on your inhale you find the strength that you need, and then exhale you draw in further. Focus on the breathing if this pose is really sensitive for you. If it is ever getting too much, just relax the leg to the floor and just practice bending into that left knee. Hold steady, hold still. Count the breath if you're finding it challenging, and then returning back. From here, easing yourself into the left side. Ease yourself in, bringing the right hip forward, left hip back. And then from here, tucking your right toe, lift your right knee again and pick up your left arm. Twist from the core again, find your strength. And then placing the left hand to the floor, keep the right knee off, and then picking up the right arm. Trying to keep the connection between the arm and the leg. Gaze comes up if that's okay for your neck. You can always drop down if you need to. Take these breaths. As we stay in these poses slightly longer than usual, this is where the challenge really comes in. Use the breath, and then placing the hands to the floor, stepping back into a plank position. Lower chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, dropping the knees to the floor, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, round your spine as much as you can. Inhale, lift, cat-cow. Feel the ripple of the waves as the vertebrae open. Tucking your toes, downward facing dog. Big inhale as we roll forward, as we come into our forward fold position. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, swoop the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Get some length through the body, hands to heart center. And then let's come over now to the other side. By taking a few breaths here, take a big swoop of the arms, lift, lengthen as we sink down into our Utkatasana chair pose. Making this the strongest one yet, so energy through those arms, sink the bottom down. Eye gaze comes forward. And then exhale, forward fold all the way down. Well done everybody, let the hamstrings release. And then from here, stepping our left foot back, coming to do the sequence now onto our left side. So reaching the arms all the way up, coming into our high lunge position. So checking your alignment points, that your knee is bent over your ankle, no further or behind. Keep lifting through the left leg, draw your navel back to spine. Bring your eye gaze at one fixed point. Stay strong, stay controlled. Focus on the breath flowing in and out as we hold this for just a few more breaths. Begin to inhale as we swoop the arms up and back, rotating through the shoulders while keeping the legs nice and steady. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, lift. And then this time bringing the hands up towards the ceiling, returning back to our high lunge position. Bring the breath even stronger into the lungs. And then very slowly, we're going to place the hands together and coming into our revolved high lunge. So the left bicep is going to press over. And then we press the hands together, look up towards the ceiling if it's okay for the neck. Keep lifting the left leg. Continue to swivel the chest as much as you can up towards the ceiling. And if you are feeling ready, you can open the arms to the floor, so left fingertips grace the floor as we lift the right arm up. Remembering if that is you're not ready for this in your practice, that's absolutely fine. But just know your limits. If you'd like to, you can place the hands back together. Focus on the breath as we hold and breathe. Everything stays strong. Release all the way back down. And then from here, dropping the left leg and then just bend into the right knee. Making a few circles with the hips, just easing into this low lunge position. Left hands to the floor, inhale, rise your right arm all the way. Try and hold that foot in towards you. Maybe pulsing the leg a few times and just easing into this posture. If this does get too much, you're more than welcome to just release the leg and just twist the gaze upwards. And we twist the shoulder behind us. Also, if this is too difficult for you, you are beginning and joining us today for a first time yogi, that's absolutely fine just to release the leg to the floor, but just twisting over to your right side. Make sure the muscles in your face are relaxed. And you can just feel the hamstring and the quad here release further. Releasing the leg down. From here, tucking the left toes, and we're going to lift up. Lifting the left knee. Placing the right hand to the floor as we lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Option here to place the right forearm to the thigh if this is too much for you. Taking a few breaths. And then placing the left hand to the floor, stepping back, plank position. Lower chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra. And then tucking the toes, we're going to just come back into a child's pose position. Relax the forehead to the floor. Rounding the spine, coming into a tabletop. Lifting your right arm up on an inhale. Exhale, send the arm all the way over to the left side. Hold and breathe in this shoulder opener as we melt the body into the floor. Keep pressing the left hand in as we twist the shoulders open. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, drop the hand back. Big inhale as we lift the left arm up. Send it all the way over to your right side. Relaxing the shoulder, but push with your right hand so you can go slightly deeper in this pose. 2 more breaths. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, release. Tucking the toes, returning back to our final downward facing dog. Make it the best one of your practice as you sink the chest back towards the thighs, heels nearly touching. And then jump forward now, crossing the legs out in front of you. From here, lifting the toes and the legs off the floor, just coming into Navasana boat pose. So lift the chin up, bend the knees to begin with your palms facing up towards the ceiling. Draw your navel back to spine. Now option to stay here or possibly lifting the legs, making them straight. Find your pose and then relax your shoulders. Keep lifting high. Hold and breathe. Focus the eye gaze. Last few breaths. And then from here we're going to place the feet out in front of you, and with your right foot cross it over to the left side. So we want our knees in line here. Exhale, forward fold, holding the left foot. If this is too challenging, you can take a strap to hold the foot and draw the chest down towards the thigh. Keep the breath nice and long as you ease yourself down. Try to let go of the muscles in your face. Inhale, rising yourself all the way up. Placing the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Take an inhale, place the right hand behind you. Left arm is going to press against the right thigh as we twist open to the back of the room. Now, when we twist our bodies, we detoxify, releasing toxins, but it only works if we breathe. So keep the breath nice and long. Exhale, returning all the way back. And then from here, we're going to come into a counter stretch, fingers to the left side, just dropping the head over. Now we're going to cross both legs so the knees are touching. Now if this is too much for you, you can keep the left leg extended. Come into cow face pose. So our right arm is going to come up and over, trying to touch the space between the shoulder blade here, and the left arm wraps round. I'm using a strap, and this is where you can use your strap or scarf or whatever you have available, and just to walk the hands in together, ultimately trying to touch the hands. But don't worry if you can't get there, I promise you'll get there with practice. Well done. Releasing the arms or the strap, and then keeping the legs crossed, we're going to lie onto our back, taking hold of the ankles. Pull the legs in towards you. So you want the shins to draw in. Keep flexing the feet and keep pulling the knees together. Make sure that your shoulders stay onto the floor. And just feel the open stretch in the glutes and the thighs. And then releasing down, let's take a big roll as we bring ourselves all the way up. Let's change over to the other side. So crossing the left knee now over to the right. Big inhale as we roll forward. Forward fold. Remember using a strap or a scarf if you need to for any forward fold, as it really helps you to bring the length into the body. Inhale, rising all the way up. From here, crossing the left foot now to the right knee. Take a big inhale. Right arm's going to press against the thighs. We lift up and over with that left arm. Look back, press that leg as much as you can away. Very gently bringing yourself all the way back. Crossing the right leg now under to the left if that's okay for you. Taking the strap if you're using one. And then from here lifting the left arm up all the way. And then trying to grab the strap or the hand with your right hand. And then lift the chest, keep the chin lifted. Try to not let your neck droop down. Keep the chest open. Very gently release that to the floor. And then from here, sliding yourself all the way back, taking hold of the ankles. I like to call this pose handlebars. Imagine you're holding handlebars on a bike and we're pulling them apart. Knees are together. Make sure your shoulders are released, and then bring your knees together, rolling yourselves all the way back up to a seated position. From here, very gently lengthen the legs out in front of you, and then exhale, forward fold. Again, if you would like to use your strap, you can use it now. Just make sure that you're folding over instead of pulling on the strap. Relax the head, relax the shoulders. Take a big inhale, lift, place the hands behind you, fingers face forward, reaching your hips all the way up, reverse plank position. Keep squeezing the glutes as we lift up. And then very slowly releasing the bottom to the floor. From here, coming into Baddha Konasana, so soles of the feet together, knees apart, pressing the knees a few times, very gently, just opening up the hips. Interlace the hands and just begin to pulse the knees out from side to side. Really important here that the back is straight. And just begin to lubricate that ball and socket joint as we release the tension in our hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, let's forward fold all the way down. Be gentle onto the knees here. Make sure the buttocks are staying onto the floor, we're not rising, as we melt our forehead into the floor. Take a big inhale, lift, and then extending both legs out to the side, coming into wide-legged fold. Flex the feet and internally rotate your inner thighs so they stick out behind you. And then exhale, fold from the hips. Flex both feet, and remember, it doesn't matter how far you can come down as long as you can feel it in your inner thighs. This pose is working. Use the breath to just sink down even further in the pose. And then pressing yourself all the way up. We're going to come to bring the legs out in front of you. And with our right leg, we're going to cross it over to our left thigh here. Gently pressing the right knee open, coming to this gentle hip opener. Be careful not to round the spine as we lift through the chest. Keeping the leg where it is, coming to lie onto the back. Interlace the hands over the left shin, flexing both toes, and begin to draw the leg into the shoulder. Taking long, deep breaths here. Melt the shoulders and the head to the floor. Then taking the left foot with the left hand, pulling your left knee down to the floor. Trying here as much as you can to bring the knee down. Don't worry if you can't go too far, just go to your limit. Feeling the stretch in the quad. Very gently, we're going to lift all the way up. And then changing over to the other side whenever you're ready. Left leg now over to the right and gently pressing the left knee open. Coming to lie onto the back now. And then interlacing the hand over the right shin. Toes are flexing back towards the knees. And using this pose to be active instead of passive, we're drawing the leg in. We're creating the flexibility and releasing the tension. Use your breath. Then taking the foot with the right hand, gently slide the right knee to the floor. If this is too difficult, you can just bring it in as much as you can. Relax the muscles in your face. One final breath here. And then drawing both knees into your chest, rolling gently from side to side. From here you can take the strap or whatever you have available, or if you don't have anything like that, that's fine. You can use your hands. We're going to begin to draw the right leg in towards us, keeping the left leg bent for this. If you do find that this is too easy for you and you want to straighten the left leg, that's absolutely fine. Just know your limit. Continue to draw the right leg in towards you. Try to keep the leg as straight as you can. Then taking the strap in the right hand, we're going to open the leg over to that right side. Keep rooting the left hip to the floor and keep the torso on the floor. Breathe, flex the foot, and then inhale, lift it all the way up. Left hand's going to take the strap now as we bring the foot over to that right side. Keep the torso staying on the floor here, just twisting from the hip, and then very gently releasing the leg to the knee. And then changing sides here, so placing the strap around the left foot this time and begin to draw the leg in. Keep the pose active, flexing the toes towards you and use your breath. Again, if you do want to release the right leg to the floor, that's absolutely fine. Just try not to compromise the form of the left leg here. Well done. One final stretch here. And then taking the strap now in the left hand, opening the leg out to the left side, grounding your right hip, staying strong. Flex the feet and remember to press the kneecap back as we lift the leg up. Taking one more breath. And then a big inhale, rising all the way up, taking the strap now into the right hand as we draw the leg over to the right side. As soon as you feel the leg start to bend, just bring the leg slightly back up. Well done, everybody. Release the strap to the floor, draw both knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug. From here, placing the hands to the floor, take a big inhale, lift the knees so they touch the top of the head here. Point the toes, and then place the hands onto the spine. Very gently pushing the feet all the way up towards the ceiling. Chin and chest touch. Option to stay here, or if you'd like to, possibly bringing the feet down behind you so that they touch the floor. If your feet do touch the floor and you would like to go further in this pose, interlace the hands and lengthen them across the mat. Flex the toes, keep pressing the chest forward. Use your breath, and at any point this hurts your neck, please come down. And then very slowly release the hands, and then one vertebra at a time, come all the way to lie onto the back. Very gently releasing the legs down. Draw the knees into the chest and just rock very gently side to side, twisting the head from left to right. Releasing any tension, and then drawing the knees now up into the chest as we come into happy baby. Let's roll very gently from side to side. Relax your muscles in your face, in your jaw. Begin to wind down from our practice. And then squeezing the knees into the chest, draw the knees over to your left side as we turn our gaze over to the right. Melting the body into the floor. Option to close the eyes here and really listen to the breath for our final few poses. Inhale, lift the knees to your chest, and then all the way over to your right side. Turn the gaze to the left. Make sure your left shoulder blade stays onto the ground. Inhale very gently, drawing yourself up, bringing the forehead to the knees, and then coming into our final well-deserved Shavasana. Lie yourself all the way back, closing the eyes. Be thankful for yourself and your body for maybe getting you through parts of the practice that were challenging. Thank yourself for being dedicated. And then start to relax completely from the crown of the head all the way down to the fingers, the feet and the toes. Let go of any forced breathing and just let the body melt into the floor. Relaxing everything down for your final few breaths. Begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, and then interlace the hands above the head, giving yourself a full body stretch. Drawing the knees into your chest, rolling over to your right or left side. Crossing the legs in front of you, take a big inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Interlace the hands, exhale, hand comes through heart center. Let's bow our head with love, gratitude and kindness. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, guys. Namaste.